Zombie apocalypse.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Loyal Archer, with a game for you showing why you should never give up in solo queue. I know some of those games, it's really tempting just to say GG and get on with the next game, but I hope this game shows you why that, with a lot of hope, you can still pull it out. So this game is the first game of my Plat 1 promos, and so I'm excited to get into it. I just lost my Plat 1 promos yesterday, and I'm hoping to win this one. So I'm against a Tryndamere top lane, which is usually not too difficult, but I'm kind of worried that if he gets the early edge on me, something bad might happen. Echo's mid, and he's kind of worried that if he doesn't get the early push off on Zed, something bad might happen. And bot lane's just chilling. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit, get us to a laning phase, and we'll see exactly what happens.
Minions have spawned.
Alright, so you see Echo got exactly what he wanted to do. He got the early push off, and I'm just heading up top lane. Make sure that Kane knows that the Tryndamere had helped the J4 with his blue buff, and immediately he goes to try and counter jungle him. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do here because he didn't even take his buff. But this happens, and I start to go down. As you can see on the map, I start to go down, but then Tryndamere follows, so I figured it's better if he just dies and I give up the 1-for-1. Or the 1-for-0, then have both of us die. So already, there's first blood, but you know, it's whatever. Shit happens. And here, I mess up. I Q in onto the Tryndamere, and immediately, not even 3 minutes in, we're already down 2 kills. Not the biggest issue. I'm just worried that since it's a Tryndamere, he can snowball real quick. So, yeah, I accidentally queued in onto him. I do this all the time on accident. I queue onto the laner instead of the creep that I mean to jump onto. And so I figure, alright, I'll just go back to lane and I'll just farm up. And again, I do the exact same thing, so I'm just an idiot. So down in the bot lane, they're fighting, and it seems like they might get it, and then they just switch aggro and get screwed over. The late heal freaks them out, and they are not able to get it, and so with only 3 minutes into the game, and we're already 4 kills down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, what happened was Tryndamere dove me. Oh, I'll show you this real quick, because this was really weird. I thought this was super sketch. Alright, so he goes under my tower. Like, I figure he's going to try and dive me or whatever, so I just start going on him. No, go back up here. Yeah, I figure he's going to go on me. Do you see that? Did you see that? Instead of the tower immediately, so he autos me, and instead of the tower immediately going on to him, it autos a minion again. It wasn't like late aggro or anything. It was, watch, he autos me, and it goes down to this minion. So he should have died there. I would have survived, but for some reason there was the aggro bug, and so this is when shit kind of starts to hit the fan. So I feel kind of bad because I'm definitely feeding, and this is a game that I know that Tryndamere will snowball really well in. And so I'm trying to keep our hopes up, and everybody's kind of like, alright, it's alright, everybody just calm down, start farming. And I'm like, alright, I agree, you can do this. And then we'll see what happens. So I'm back in the top lane. I'm like, alright, I gotta get a little bit poke off, or else he's gonna go hard on me. And here I'm like, oh yes, I can get him. He gets down to 14 HP, and I'm like, alright, it's not worth it, we're fine. Unfortunately, since I had just gotten back to lane, I actually didn't ward. So J4 comes from behind me. I see this. I've got my Q up, so I Q onto that minion. I Q back onto him, and he gets away again with less than 50 HP. So now I'm 3 deaths, and I'm kind of getting worried because I know that Tryndamere is going to just shove it down our throats now. So nobody's flaming right now, which is a good thing, but I'm definitely tilted in my head, and I'm trying to stay even-minded as possible. I think the next kill is coming up. Oh, yeah, it's right here. The Rakan tries to make a cool play, kind of screws it up, and Lucian gets away. A lot of this game I notice now is less like just bad shot calling, and more of kind of just unlucky kind of happenings, at least in the early game. But you know, we're eight deaths or 8 kills down, and everybody's kind of getting worried now because it's only 6 minutes in, and that's a massive gold lead for you to have only 6 minutes in. The good thing is that up until now, Echo was doing well. Zed just got the unlucky level 6 level up as Echo was running out and was able to finish him off. So now we're 9 kills down. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We just gotta breathe. So now I know that like the Tryndamere obviously wants to fight really, really bad. And I know if I'm like less than 3/4 HP down, I'm gonna need help because he just hit 6. So I call for my Rakan. He's in the river, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe if he just lets me auto him a bunch of times like he's doing, I'll be totally fine. Obviously not what happened, and that was more of a tilted play. I knew that I should have just backed off. That would have been the smart play, but I'm stupid, and that's what happened. So J4 is at this point has a lot of kills for only being 7 minutes in, and it's getting kind of troubling. If they're able to dive this deep, this early, it's an issue. So they took first tower blood up here, so that puts them in a 6k gold lead, and my team tries to kill the Tryndamere. I think this works out. Yeah, that worked out fine. So there's a kill back, but you know, at the same time, it's like, alright, we get 1 kill and they've got 13. But it's alright, it's alright. We know if we stay calm, we can probably win this. But meanwhile, they're just grouping, taking as many objectives as they can with the gold lead that they've got, because they know that we can't really contest anything. I don't think anything too cool happens here. They should just back off, yeah, which they do. I'll speed up until the next thing happens. So basically, if you look at this bar down here, it shows all the little blue like tick marks are the blue team's kills, and then this is tower, dragon, tower, and that's an inhibitor, as you see. So there they trade 1 for 1, which is pretty good. Whenever you're behind, trading 1 for 1 is always great. And I mean, it's kind of giving us hope, but at the same time, you know, we're still behind, but we're doing our best. And of course, Rakan, being the nasty beast that he is in this meta right now, he okay, never mind. Never mind. That's unfortunate. Alright. That was really unfortunate. Yeah, so now Tryndamere's like, alright, well, I've taken my top tower. I might as well just push this lead with everybody else. I've got probably the most amount of gold on the team because he's like 4 and 2 and he's pretty farmed. Actually, their entire team's got a lot of gold. I don't even know how to check the gold in this. Some weird key. But yeah, so they're like, we might as well just group, take as many turrets as we can, and that's exactly what they do. It puts them even farther ahead in gold lead. I'm fighting the Jarvan, and at this point, I actually realized that I'm pretty strong. Even though the Jarvan's 4 and 0, I'm still pretty strong. I literally only have a Ninja Tabi, but I don't know, and I honestly don't know why I'm this strong. So here, if I remember right, I try to fight the J4 because I know that my ult's up and I can probably beat him. So that's exactly what I tried to do. And I'm wrong by literally like a millisecond. My auto was charging up and his auto was faster because he had his lance thing down, or his flagpole. And meanwhile, Kane dies mid, or no, he died. He died somewhere. And then the Zed's just off looking for more blood. And yeah, you can tell this Jin's already just given up. Everybody was kind of at this point, alright, like, let's just wait for the 15-minute mark. We can FF. There's 17 kills ahead. This is a Platinum 1 game. There's no way that we're coming back from this. They're grouping. We can't win a team fight. There's no way. So what they're doing is they're just picking off the outers first, and then they'll go for the inners. So since they were able to take inner mid tower, the second tier, they know that they can go get top and bot lane or bot tower. And yeah, here I thought it was only the Tryndamere, so I walk up, and then I'm like, oh well, it's not. So I'm just gonna walk away. I'm gonna make the smart play instead of continue to feed. So I'm 1-5 right now. I'm 1-5. Our Jhin is 1-5. Like, the most kills we have on our team right now is 1. So, not looking too good. They're able to just barrel down top lane. Meanwhile, this happened. the Zed beat the Jhin and got out with like 10 HP. So the Rakan kind of just trolled him a little bit there. But yeah, so 12-minute inhib usually means if you're able to take an inhibitor by 12 minutes, you're probably at the point where you can just end within like the next 3 to 4 minutes. There's no reason that you can't. That is actually a pretty cool looking play by Rakan. At this point, he's just kind of messing around. We know we're probably going to lose this one. So we're just doing whatever we can to preserve the KDA and just have fun, I guess. But right here is where they make their first mistake. They dive us 3v4. You see Lucian doesn't have very much mana. Thresh doesn't have very much mana, and Echo is able to come from behind them. And so I'm able to get in there with my Q, and we're able to get 3 kills here. So we're like, alright, well they're messing up, but you know, we need, one mistake is not going to cost them this game. They need to make at least 3 or 4 for this game to turn around. There's no way that just like we have, look, we've had no damage on top, we have barely any damage on mid, and barely any damage on bot tower. This is like one, like, auto. And so they're probably, what I'm thinking they're thinking is, okay, well, let's just group up and end the game like we should. But they have kind of a different mentality for whatever reason. Here is really funny. He does damage to me. He did actually a lot of damage to me, but I still got back barely in time, very luckily. And this Zed, I think, is just looking for kills, is really all he's looking for. Like, he's waiting for his team so that they can group up. And in the bot lane, I don't remember if this results. Actually, it does result in the kill. This is where we realize, like, okay, if they're gonna keep playing split like this, we can take advantage of it. The best thing to do when you're behind is just to group up and look for individual people. And so here, actually, Echo gets caught, and I see that we can pinch them really easily because we've got all 4 people, or all 5 of us are down here. So I go in, able to get him low, the Lucian low enough so that our whatever this guy's name is can kill him, and he's able to get the Zed while I peel back. And this is insane. Like, they just kind of let us chain kill them. He gets out over the wall, but that's fine. Like, we traded 2 for none, which is awesome. Technically 3 if you count the Tryndamere, but you know, we still got the top inhib down, so that's kind of an issue. And Rakan should probably just be pleased with that. And wow, this is literally a clown fiesta. There's 33 kills by 14 minutes. But yeah, if you look at the gold lead, they still have 6 towers to our none. And they're just being stupid right now. They're thinking, okay, well, we can probably beat them. And luckily he barely gets out here. I see the Zed coming in, so I have to back off. And they go deep for me. And Lucian's able to finish me off. So it looked like I could possibly get something out of that, but they got pretty lucky there. So right now, the Echo's actually really strong. Even though he only has 5 kill participation, he's really strong. He's farmed up decently well compared to like the rest of us. And well, the rest of everybody's farm is pretty low because this game's just been a clown fiesta. If I was watching this game and didn't know the rank of these players, I'd probably say this is some like low silver game, to be honest, because the blue team should have grouped up by now and taken another inhib, which is what they should be thinking at. Like once you throw, once you start throwing, typically your first thought is, okay, how do we stop this throw? And usually the answer is, let's just group. And yeah, this is the point where I realized that Echo's actually really strong. And so I'm coming in to help him. I figured we can probably get another one out of this, but then I realized that he dies, and so I just take this pink ward, our control ward. I want to see if I can get the Jarvan possibly, but I don't think I can. And I know that my team's coming behind, so I'm like, alright, let's see what we can get out of this. The Rakan ults him, so I don't know he can't get over the wall, so I ward over the wall just in case, and I hold my Q. I Q him there. I don't remember the outcome of this actually. His damage is just insane. I need to get closer to the wall so that he can heal me, because he had 2 charges on his E. But he wasn't able to, or I wasn't able to get close enough. And he just had, the Tryndamere just had way too much lifesteal and auto attack speed. And this was pretty bad. That was actually really bad. I don't know what he was thinking there. And at that point I was like at that point all my hope was pretty much gone. I was like, okay, no matter what, really, like there's not too much that we can do to win this game. Like we don't have any towers. I know we're about 10k gold down, and the Tryndamere is literally fed to the point where like I can't do anything. And so I don't know why he backed here. He should, oh, he does stay, okay. But yeah, this Echo's going deep. I think he can get a kill, and so we go in, we pinch them. I try to go for the Zed, but I can't. Nobody goes for the Echo. The Echo ends up dying to the Tryndamere or somebody, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that was pretty sick. But yeah, because the Tryndamere went for the side kill, we were actually able to capitalize on it and go hard on them, which is really good. So like, we're able to chain CC really well, which is what I realized with Rakan. Like with Rakan Rakan jumps and knockups and his ult and my stun and let's say the Jin's W. I realized that we can probably catch, well, we can catch people really well, and that's what we're doing here. And if that team fight hadn't been as sloppy, they would have like hands down won that, but we're able to start turning it. And so we decide, alright, let's not FF, let's just see where this game goes. And so we're playing as smart as we possibly can here, and it's obviously paying off because the other team's decision making is, oh, let's see how many kills we can get, and our decision making is, okay, let's see what we can do without us dying, because their team is kind of just splitting off and doing whatever they want and kind of playing in that brain dead sense whenever you stop like thinking that you need to try to win. Because they were so, well, they're still pretty far ahead. 7k gold is a lot. That was smooth. Yeah, 7k gold is a lot, and if they play it right, which they continue to not play it right. Like you see the Tryndamere splitting. There's only 2 mid, and the Thresh is going to get a solo kill bot for some reason, which isn't very smart because he knows Echo's got ult, but okay. But meanwhile, we're able to get the Jarvan in the mid, so that's really good. We see that Tryndamere is trying to take our inhib, so I go over here, realize that I should probably TP or else the Zed's going to stop me again. So I start the TP, Zed ults onto me, but I kind of ignore it and decide we can probably pinch him. And his team doesn't really follow as well as I thought that they should have, because had they all gone in on us, because we had to use everything on him, they get stalled by the Rakan, and the Rakan, like, just don't chase the Rakan because he's able to get out pretty easily. The Rakan still has his ult up, so we're able to actually get them on the backdrop as they're trying to run away. And we get 2 for 0 there. And so definitely now I'm thinking this game is 100% winnable. But the only issue being is they have to keep making the same mistakes. Which, I mean, like I said before, usually a team at this elo will realize that they're making mistakes, and before they lose all of their gold lead, they'll correct for it, and it'll be to the point where like you can't beat them because they'll just group up and team fight in the right way. But we've taken it down from a 10k gold lead to a 5k gold lead, and we're starting to gain all of the momentum because they don't have much left to take. Like, they've taken almost all of our towers. They've already taken an inhibitor, and they're just not playing around the map correctly. Like, they should be either taking the Baron right now as a team, and then they should know that if we go for them on the Baron, then they can easily just kill us. But they continue to try to take kills here and get lucky, and as you can see, it's not the case, and obviously there, like, that's the case, but that's because they had 3 people go down, and Zed's not being very smart, not playing with his mind, and is trying to get picks when they don't need to be playing the pick game. So at that point, the Kayn actually, he tells us like 5 seconds before he killed the Lucian, I can probably one-shot Lucian, because Kayn's just a beast of a champion right now. He only has Duskblade pretty much, and Warrior obviously, but Duskblade was doing hella work there on that Lucian, and he's able to get out too. So we're playing smart, we're playing back, and the good thing about being this far towards our inner like towers is if somebody tries to get a pick, then all of us can collapse on it quickly. But since their team have to go all the way from their base to wherever they think that the pick's going to happen, it's a lot harder for them to be able to group up, unless if they just say, hey, let's group up, if that makes sense. So yeah, so here you see, like, we're able to immediately like get on the Thresh as I pick him. I saw him come across a ward here, and I'm right here, so I walk over and start the fight here, and the Zed sees this as a pick, I guess, again, and assumes that he can kill us. But obviously that's not the case, and I almost get murdered by this Tryndamere. You see me flash back. That was actually pretty cool. You see me flash back from an auto because I know that auto is gonna kill me, and I'm playing as smart as I possibly can. I know the next one's probably gonna be a crit, and that'll kill me. So I flash back, wait for my my next ability to be up so I can get the Sheen proc and then go back in. So you can see just by the style, like, instead of them grouping, you see what they should be doing right now is just grouping mid, or yeah, grouping mid, grouping bot, and going for towers, going for inhibitors as a team. But they're not. They're all just playing like how they want to play, and it's not a very smart way to play, because the other team, if this ever happens to you, the best thing to do is just to group up. Grouping, whether you're ahead or behind, is always the best thing. If you're ahead, grouping means that you can force team fights and then get objectives. If you're behind, grouping means that you can probably get picked if the other team messes up. And here they're messing up quite a bit. If this was a straight-on 5v5, we would 100% lose. I'm able to make a good play by getting double Q out, and we're able to go trade 2 for 2. Almost 2 for 3, or 3 for 2, but it didn't happen. But we're still behind in gold, so trading 2 for 2, trading even is good, because it slows the enemy team down and it ends up getting us gold lead. Or not gold lead, but as the game progresses, the gold lead like doesn't matter as much, just because of the amount of damage that everybody's going to be doing. So they realize, like, this is actually a really smart play by them. They realize they can do the Baron, and Kayn instead of just trying to stall it out, wait for the rest of the team, he goes in, and the Tryndamere can actually solo this Baron, as you'll see in a second. He's just getting wards out, which is good. We need vision so that we make sure nobody gets caught. The vision game's actually really good. This Rakan's doing a great job of like knowing where we're probably going to fight next. So he's able to get wards out where he needs to be. Alright, so again, they're pushed up pretty far. As long as they play back and don't try and start a fight with us, they'll probably be fine. But the Tryndamere is going bot lane. And as you see, the J4 is going in when it's a 3v5 for no reason. Like, he knew that he probably wouldn't be able to get the kill, and all it did was get the Zed poked down quite a bit. Alright, so we take out the Thresh pretty much as soon as possible, but I see the J4 going in onto our Jhin, and I try to help her, and meanwhile, like, our team's just, like, barreling down on them, because this was actually a 4v5. The Tryndamere decided not to group, and so we're able to take full advantage of that. What we should have done here is just go straight for the Baron, but we were kind of greedy and want to try to go for a tower, or just wait for the Tryndamere to come in, and Rakan ends up dying, and so we decided to actually just go straight for the Baron now. But yeah, so the momentum's completely flipped now, and all we have to do is do exactly what their team didn't do when they had the momentum. We just have to group up and keep fighting like we've been doing. Getting this Baron is going to make sure that we're able to keep split pushing, or not split pushing, to make sure that we're going to be able to keep pushing and get as many objectives as we can with it. And it just overall helps our team fight, because if they decide to 5v5 now, we can probably beat them. Here I see that the Jin's got her slow right there, and I'm like, alright, well, let's just get an extra pick. So I flash in to try and get the extra ults off, and I beat them. And we're able to get out, getting Baron and a kill for ourselves. And now it's pretty much even. 1k gold lead at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter too much. Everybody's almost, well, not full build, but everybody's got the main sources of whatever they need. Like I've got Triforce and I've got a Randuin and Styrax. Tryndamere is pretty much full build, which is scary AF. He's 19 and 8. But yeah, we just continue to get picks and picks and picks, and their team never really starts to group ever. The only time they start to group is when we're able to get inside of their base. Which is why oh, that was really bad. Holy cow, he got deleted. But yeah, I see that everybody's starting to leave mid to go fight this bot lane. So I'm like, okay, well, I can go for this top tower, or I could TP bot. And so I start TPing bot just in case anybody else came. And we still got Baron recall, so there's not really much they can do, but they try. Anyway, all of us recall, which is great. I don't think we could have done... Oh, okay. It would have been better if all of us recalled, but it worked out just fine. I'm able to get my last ult out onto the Zed to kill him, and the Echo and I prioritized correctly. Like, we're able to get the Lucian off, and then able to go for the J4, because J4 isn't doing very much damage. If you look at his build, he's just building pretty much straight tank, so we don't really want to go straight for him. And meanwhile, like, our bot lane is just popping off, going for all the towers that they can get, and this is where we take the gold lead, and we decide that we should probably back off here, because Any death now is pretty much going to be considered a throw. So we have to be really careful and make sure that none of us die, because this game's kind of balanced on a knife tip. But I figure if all their team's gonna go on to Arcane, I might as well trade that for a mid tower, which is, I mean, it's okay. We probably could have gotten the mid tower either way. It just might have taken a little bit longer. But yeah, now we see that bot and mid are pretty much pushed out to their fullest potential, and we should just take the free towers top lane. And if you look how all of us are grouped, we're not spread out across the map. We're all playing pretty smart. Like, the Echo knows that he can get away. He's got ult. And our bot lane and our jungler are coming down mid, and well, our bot lane is in the jungle, and they know that, like, if I get caught top lane, then they can come top quickly, and if Echo gets caught mid lane, then they can come mid quickly. So that's what we do. We group up real quick. They're able to take advantage of it. We only trade 3 for 2, but that's enough for us to be able to get this inhibitor, because I'm actually really strong right now. Yeah, we're just able to chain CC the Tryndamere to the point where he has to use his ult before he's even able to do pretty much any damage, which is really, really good. And we want to get at least one Nexus turret here, but we decided against it because their team's coming up. I kind of want to still, but I see like Lucian's coming up and J4 is up, and I can get just trapped in a CC chain, and I don't want that to happen. So we just walk out and decide to cut our losses and we can be able to take top lane now. But yeah, like I said, we're just doing everything that their team should have been doing when they were ahead now, and as long as we continue to play it smart and not group or not split up, then we can win the game pretty easily now. Dude, Kane's a beast, man. It kind of sucks to get traded 1 for 1. The Kane I actually played with the game before this. I was playing Ivern in jungle and he was playing Kane, and I beat him pretty bad, and he was still tilted from that game. Yeah, so I TP top lane thinking that me and Jhin can probably get a tower. But then I realized, like, oh, they're all coming, I need to back off, and I see that Tryndamere's on the Jhin, and I know, like, if I let her die for nothing, then this is going to be really bad. Now that they're grouped, we have to make sure that we prioritize correctly, and we can't play stupid. So we kind of want to dive here, but unless it's something good, like really good chain CC or damage happens, we can't really do anything. So we decided to start backing off. Both of us are actually pretty tanky. As Rakan makes some sick moves, and I realized that the Lucian's actually really far up, and I can probably just one-shot him, which I do. And now the J4 and the Thresh are pretty low. I want to get both of them, but the J4 has EQ combo, so he's able to just get out. But we were able to turn that pretty well. The Lucian went too far up there, and we were able to turn it, and now we're able to just go for the win. Obviously, they're going to do whatever they can to stop us, but pretty much all of their efforts are going to be mitigated by the amount of CC that we have. And we're just now waiting for our Echo and our Jhin, which are pretty much our main damage sources, to come. We want to be smart about the way we end as well. We don't want to just be like, okay, we got 2 inhibitors and 1 Nexus tower down. We can easily just get the next Nexus tower down. But if we go for their Nexus, the problem is going to be that we can get 5v5'd on, because they're obviously going to group for their Nexus. And we don't want to lose that 5v5. So we decide Elder Dragon's going to be the best. If they take Baron, that's fine. We can still team fight them and beat them. And their Tryndamere, as I showed before, their Tryndamere is able to just knock this thing out. He's got a lot of lifesteal. And unfortunately, the Rakan actually gets knocked out by the Baron, so he's not able to try to steal it. But here they overextend quite a bit, and with Rakan, with Rakan's ult, you're able to take advantage of somebody overextending really easily. So we just ace them 5 for 2, and we know that's game. So like I said before, like our hope was pretty much gone when they were, I think it was like they had 23 kills, we had like 6, and we started the game out having 12 kills to 1. So going from that and being able to just make better decisions in the enemy team is what ended up ultimately winning us this one. And that's the first win of my Plat 1 promo series, so I'm glad I did not FF. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Always good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.